Hey guys, this is Lilacspectrum here again in my room doing a review for this book that I just legitly finished. So it's called, it's by Kate Bryan. It's called Meade's Guide to the McGowan Boys. And this is the, I think it's the 2005 edition. Yeah, this is the 2005 edition. I don't know if they've come up with new editions or not. But this is the one I had, and it was a pretty good book actually because, you know, for the kind of book it is, I really didn't think that I would enjoy it. And it's been on my to-read list for like 3 or 4 years, so I always get kind of nervous when books have been on my list for a long time because 90% of the time I'm not the same person I was back then when I put it on there, so I'm kind of scared that it won't be all that good, but it was really good. So let's start talking about it. So the cost of this book, and I just looked it up on Amazon because Amazon is my favorite place to buy stuff from because you can get good deals most of the time. So I went ahead and looked it up for you guys on Amazon so that I can go ahead and spout off the information for you. Now, the format, it depends on the format, of course. If you get it on Kindle, it's $9.49. I don't know if there's any like taxing or not. If you get it as a hardcover book, it's $12.84. And if you get it as a paperback, which is what I have right now, it is $9.99. Now this, on the back of this book, said $8.99 and $10.50 in Canada. So, of course, just think about that. I try not to buy too many books because I don't have a whole lot of money to spend on books all the time. So, this is actually from my local library. If you can see that it has like a little library sticker. So I did not buy this book. This book was not bought by me. This is owned by my library, and I'm just doing a quick review on it. So the cover, I want to talk about the cover. The cover is just a basic picture of 4 guys in the background and a girl in front, and of course you're thinking these are the boys that we're talking about, and this is the girl we're talking about. So it's kind of a basic concept of a cover. It's kind of cute. Not necessarily would pull me in, I don't think, anymore. But, you know, whatever. I don't really care too much about the cover, it's more the content. So, the author, Kate Bryan, I've read several books by her. I've actually read The Princess and the Pauper. I'm not sure if I've read any other books, but I think I have a few of the other books of hers on my to-reads list, so this may not be the only time you see her. Of course, I did not do The Princess and the Pauper review. I just did not really enjoy that book as much, so that was another thing. I was kind of nervous about this book with that book because I really didn't enjoy that book as much, so I was kind of scared that I wouldn't enjoy this one. But anyway, this is the only book in this, like, it doesn't have a series. It's the only book based on this, which actually I'm kind of sad about because I really did enjoy the characters and I really did enjoy the story, and I kind of got into it, and I'm really kind of wishing there was more to it because, you know, I think there you could update with like how the characters moved on. Likes. She wrote really well for this book. There's not too many dislikes except a couple of things about the actual story, which I will get to in a minute. Nobody recommended this book to me. Like I said, it's been on my Goodreads list for 2 or 3 years, so I just finally got to it. Page numbers. This particular version of this book, it has a excerpt from another series by Kate Bryan, so like that much of this book, like that much is literally just another series, so that's not even part of it. It has 267 pages in it, which is that much. I started reading this book a month or so ago, on and off, and then of course my library tells me conveniently a couple of days back that I have no more renewals for this book and it's due back in a couple of days, so I literally have just been reading and reading and reading on this book. So I finished it in maybe a couple of days, but that's just like bits and pieces of it, so it's not a hard read. It's not completely complicated, so I would suggest it to anybody who likes books about this. So that's your basic information, and so I want to talk about the actual story. So let me get. This book is about a girl who is in high school, and her father is, and it doesn't really say, I think her father is in the army, and of course when you're in the army you move around a lot on the different bases throughout the United States and stuff like that, and basically they're going to Korea this time. Instead of like going to another part of the United States, they actually go to Korea, and she doesn't want to go. She says, I don't want to go to Korea, I'm not going to Korea. And her parents say, well, okay, well, we'll figure something out. So they figure out that she could go stay with her parents, like best friends from like school or whatever, and they are okay with her staying, and her parents are okay with them staying. So she goes to live with these people, and supposedly these people have so many kids, like they have a lot of kids, and basically all they have is boys. And so she's a girl coming into an environment with all boys except the mom, and she has to kind of adjust to their lifestyle and figure them out. It's just kind of like a basic high school story. There's no like supernatural or anything like that. I think every now and again having just a basic high school story is a good thing, because there's so much supernatural going on with books nowadays that it's just insane, and I get bored of that stuff. So every now and again just having a plain old supernatural like free book is awesome in my opinion. There's not much to this book that I want to like be mad about, other than the fact that her parents are like, oh, there's like 7 teenage boys, let's send you off to them. And then they get her parents say that that's fine, and their parents say that's fine. And then she starts kind of like towards the end of the book like being with one of the guys, not like anything more than kissing or whatever, and then they get mad. I'm like, okay, they're teenagers, that's what teenagers do. I could never see my mom and dad, if we were ever in a situation like that, saying, okay, you can go live with these boys. Like, I just don't see, I mean, maybe they would, because I'm not that kind of person, but, I mean, you're teenagers, and there's several teenage boys with a teenage girl, something's gonna happen, okay? I thought this book was kind of predictable with the person she ends up with. I kind of figured it out like maybe halfway through the book, which is good, because I like books like that sometimes, that you don't really have to like use your brain to like investigate this book. It doesn't have to be really complicated, and I'm not dumbing down the book or anything like that, but sometimes I hate books that you just really have to like go what? So this is a good book for that. I mean, I kind of expected the ending to end the way it did, because I mean that's a typical rom-com or romance comedy movie, how they typically end. I won't spoil anything, but just keep that in mind when you read this book, if you read this book. I did really enjoy it. Towards the end, I was getting mad because I had to go into work, or I had to go to school, or I had to do whatever I had to do, and I couldn't finish it. And I was like 5 pages away from being done, and there was something else. So this book was really good. So as to who I would recommend it to, I would recommend it to somebody who's in high school. I don't know if I would recommend this for somebody who's in college, unless you just like books about high school, because this is basically a book with high school notions, high school ideas, and high school drama. So if you're in college and you still kind of are like maybe starting out in college, and you still kind of are into those kind of books, you could read it. I mean, there's no age limit on these books in my opinion. But there's still a lot of high school ideas in this book, and as a college student, I didn't connect with the character as much as I could have, because she's in high school and I'm not anymore. But I did enjoy it. I'm not saying if you're in college or if you're older you can't enjoy this book, because I did. But yeah, I would definitely recommend it to anybody who's in high school right now who loves books like this. This is not like really complicated. It's just basically a girl going through the motions of high school. So I did really enjoy this book. There's not much else I want to say about this book, other than it was just a pretty good book, and I would recommend it to friends who really enjoy those kind of books. I'm trying to get content up every Thursday by at least 12:30, and that constitutes for me to go over and upload videos in advance. So by the time you see this, it'll be weeks and weeks and weeks after I actually film this, so yay for you guys. You get to see content later. It's actually raining outside right now. It's raining really hard. But yeah, so I have a lot of cool stuff in store for you guys. I still have a lot of books to read. I'm reading like 9 books all at once right now, and so that's interesting for me. So of course I don't know what the next book I'll review is, because as I go through books I just kind of get either a feeling that I do or I don't want to review it, and that's just how I go. But yeah, I don't know the next book I'm going to review, but I do have 9 other books in the queue, so one of them will be reviewed for you guys, especially if they're newer books. So I have a really good batch of books in my queue right now. So I just wanted to tell you guys that you can also, I always say this in every video, you can find social medias. If you click on my name, either it'll be up here or it'll be down here, and you just click on my name, it'll take you to my YouTube channel, and there are literally little widgets on the top banner, and you just click whichever one you want to go to. So there's like Wattpad and DeviantArt and Twitter and other Instagram places like that that I, you know, post more than on YouTube, because YouTube I just post these videos and move on with my life. I also have a Facebook page. I still to this day have not linked it, and I probably will not link it, so I'll just keep saying this over and over again. You can find me on Facebook by going to the search bar and typing in Lilacspectrum the same way you see it, wherever you see it on this page. And I like to get on there and upload these videos there so that it's like you just click and go. It's very simple. Actually last night, and this, like I said, this will be weeks and weeks later that this actually goes up, but last night I actually had my hedgehog Ava out, and I was live streaming with her, not live streaming, but live Facebooking with her on my main page, which is my personal page. But I did end up sharing that link to my page, so if any of you guys are here from like my Wattpad story or whatever, I do show videos of Ava. I don't do pictures as much on my page yet because I don't have any people on it that aren't friends, but I can if you'd like. But I do want to get into doing live shows on there because I don't post very often during the week. I just post one video one day a week, and so yeah, if you guys want to catch those, they're on there, and I can start doing those if there are interest or whatever. But I had so much fun with Ava last night. I had her out for like an hour, and I videoed like 30 minutes of it, so a lot of my friends on Facebook were actually commenting and asking questions about her and like how you have to deal with them. So if there's anybody out here watching from maybe the hedgehog video, there are more questions and answers on that video, so you can find that video on my main Facebook, not my main Facebook page, my like page on Facebook. So like it, and you can also get all kinds of cool updates. You can also get updates on Twitter, because that's where I tweet a lot. I don't tweet as much as I should, but every now and again I'll tweet about this, or even the stories I write on Wattpad and fanfiction. So thank you guys for watching this, and thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!